More, let's bring in our chief foreign editor, Rob Parsons. Hello, Rob. How are you? Now, how can Russia try and help North Korea here, given that the US failed previously?
Well, frankly, I don't think there's an awful lot that Russia can do except to listen, to offer its services as a broker. But effectively, there's not an awful lot that Russia can do to end the sanctions regime, to which it has already agreed itself. The United States has made it quite clear that its position is that sanctions will continue until North Korea starts to denuclearize. There's little that Russia can do to persuade the United States to change its position unless the United States itself determines that it's in its interest to do so. So I don't really see that there's very much that Russia can do beyond offering assurances to the North Koreans that it's got its interests at stake, that it's willing to listen, that it's prepared, as Vladimir Putin said at the press conference today, to talk to the United States, explain the nuances of North Korea's position. But in effective terms, what can it really do? But I'm not really sure that Russia went into these talks with North Korea expecting to achieve very much more than that. Its main goal, I think, was just to remind the world that it is a global player, that it does have, after all, a border with North Korea, that it has an interest in developing its Pacific Rim, that it's going to be there. It's not the big player like China is, obviously, or even Japan for that matter, or the United States, but it's reminding the world that it's there on the scene.
And one question, as you mentioned, that's been asked is what can it do? The other one is, why is this proving to be so important for Putin? He's not known to be exactly known for his diplomatic role, certainly when it comes to the international community, Rob.
Well, again, it's in part, you could almost say it's a vanity project, but I think it's much more than that. To go back to what I was just saying about Russia trying to project itself as a global player, and whether anybody likes it or not, its geography, its massive size stretching from the Baltic Sea in the west to the Pacific Ocean in the east makes it a global player. In recent times, its economic crisis has sucked away from that to a degree, but Putin is trying to make sure that Russia stays on the scene, that despite the fact that it is not able to carry the clout that China, Japan and the United States have in the region, it is going to be there. It does have a border with China, it does have a border with North Korea, and it wants to be considered. From the point of view of North Korea, it's useful to have a reminder to the United States that it does have other allies, potential friends in the region who it can turn to, who might be interested in trading with it, who might be interested in investing in it, although quite clearly at this present stage, Russia doesn't have a particular interest in investing in North Korea, which it regards as a dubious project for the future at the moment as things stand. But certainly for the North Koreans, it's a reminder to the outside world that there are other potentially interested partners as well.